Disney's Pocahontas, 1995, is often praised for featuring a Native American protagonist and promoting themes of unity and environmentalism. However, many Native activists and historians argue that the film does more harm than good by distorting history and reinforcing harmful stereotypes. Does Pocahontas offer positive representation? Or is it another example of Hollywood erasing and rewriting Indigenous history? One of the biggest criticisms of the film is its historical inaccuracy. The real Pocahontas, whose true name was Matoka, was around 10-12 years old when she encountered English settlers. Not an adult woman in a romantic relationship with John Smith. In reality, she was kidnapped by the English, forcibly converted to Christianity, and married to John Rolfe before dying at just 21. By turning her story into a love story, Disney glosses over the violence and colonial exploitation she endured. As Native scholar Debbie Reese states, Pocahontas was a child who was taken from her people. Romanticizing her story distorts the reality of Native history. Another issue is the film's portrayal of Native culture. While Disney attempted to show respect for indigenous traditions, it still falls into the noble savage trope, depicting Pocahontas as a mystical, nature-loving figure with supernatural wisdom. This stereotype ignores the complexity of real Native societies and frames indigenous people as existing only in the past. Supporters of the film argue that Pocahontas was groundbreaking at the time, offering mainstream audiences a strong Native female lead. It introduced young viewers to indigenous themes and was one of Disney's first efforts to include diversity. However, critics point out that positive representation means more than just having a Native character. It requires telling their story truthfully. The legacy of Pocahontas has also influenced how people perceive Native history. Many non-Natives still believe the Disney version of events, reducing Pocahontas to a fictional character rather than a real historical figure. Meanwhile, Native voices continue to fight for their history to be told accurately. So, is Disney's Pocahontas more harmful than helpful? While it may have been well-intentioned, its romanticized version of history ultimately reinforces myths rather than educating audiences about indigenous reality. The real question is, when will Hollywood stop rewriting Native history and start telling the truth? What do you think? Let's continue the conversation.